Today I'm going to be taking a look at a wireless microphone system. I've been wanting one of these for a while. I couldn't really figure out which one I wanted to get, but this one was on sale, so I took the plunge and I figured, hey, I've been doing a lot of fun product reviews. Why stop now? Let's keep the train rolling. We're taking a look at the Melon. It is a 4-channel wireless microphone system that supports supposedly 200-foot range with basically a super easy little compact, almost like a plug and play thing. We're going to try it out. I'm excited. During COVID, I don't know why, but during COVID, I got into lots of audio equipment stuff. Like, I just became obsessed with audio. I started reading about impedances and digital audio converters and performance headphones. And before you know it, I became the crazy microphone headphone guy. I have like 10 different pairs of wireless headphones and microphones, like all over the place. I don't have any good ones that I like that are wireless, though. I traditionally stick to my wired Focusrite Scarlet 2i2 plugged into my Shure SM58. If I'm doing any gaming, I do have my Shit Hell 2, which I plug into a wired lavalier microphone that sits on my shoulder. While the gain's a little bit high on that one, I like it. And everybody says, boy, you sound like you're sitting right next to me. And I love hearing that. Just like as an audiophile, that's such a good feeling, like, oh, I know. So the question is, can this bad boy here, can this 4-channel wireless microphone system that I bought yesterday, that showed up this morning at like 5 a.m., right? This is crazy, Amazon. Can it actually get the job done? So we're going to go ahead and take a look at it here. It is a cardioid pattern, which all microphones pretty much are at this point, I feel like. It says it's unidirectional directivity. That's kind of a no-brainer. Sensitivity, minus 52 dB to plus or minus 1.5 dB. I think that's pretty standard. 600 ohm impedance, which I'm intrigued about. 24-bit rate. So pretty standard. There are definitely other solutions that cost way more than this. But I was intrigued because a lot of my friends, including my friend Big C, who you probably saw featured during my audiobook review about a week ago, and my friend George, have been asking me to get into recording stuff with them. And I realized they don't have like a good stereo, like a mobile setup. Like if I go over to their house and we want to record like a podcast, or if I'm doing a wiring guide on something and I want to be able to have some mobility of walking around and talking to you and not holding up my cell phone, can I do it? And I don't know. We're going to find out if this product can actually get it done. Pretty simple user manual. Includes basically everything you would expect to see. You got your various channel inputs, your XLR inputs, power jack, etc. Let's go ahead and take a look at what's in the box, though, because that is more exciting than me looking down at a user manual. Here is the box itself. It's got not one, but 2 antennas, which again is boasting a 200-foot range. We'll see if that's true. You have your little gauges here on the front, your handy dandy power button on the backhand side there. You could see pretty much no frills, what you would expect to see. You're mixed in your DC in, and then your 4 independent microphones that will be plugged in. You get a boatload of batteries. Would make sense that a wireless microphone, these run on AA batteries, so you get a set of AA's for all of your microphone needs. You also get a power brick, which would make sense to control to plug into the unit. Since a lot of you people ask, boy, I am getting old. 12-volt DC, 500 milliamp. There you go. A lot of people ask me about that. I guess a lot of people have bad power grids. I'm not really sure. And then you have your monitor cable here, pretty standard. And then below that, we have our 4 microphones. We're going to go ahead and pull just one out. We don't think we need to do all 4 to take a look at them. Pretty standard microphone, pretty light in the hand. Doesn't rattle, doesn't really feel chintzy or anything. Something that I liked about this actual product here is it does include a pop filter automatically. I know a lot of microphones already have like the metal on them. What I had read was not all are created the same. As you can see here, I do actually have a additional pop filter on my Shure SM58. A lot of people, when they talk into a microphone, they always say eat the mic. So you hold it like this, like basically almost touching your mouth. Of course, you worry about plosives at that point. So what a lot of people, you see a lot of like early stand-up comedians do, they just say press it against your chin and just hold it in place. So you're just talking over the top of it. I don't really like doing that though, because I feel like this gives you a much richer sound than this does. Does this give you a richer sound, or does this give you a richer sound? I mean, you be the judge, right? So when you push this kind of up against your, chin, it even though you're maybe wiggling, as long as you're holding against your chin, you're not going to get any of that like shh kind of noise, and it's going to have a good feel to it. And then, so that is the bottom of the microphone. And interestingly enough, there are 4 of them, like I said. So we're going to go ahead and set one of these up. I'm not sure how to open this to get to the batteries. I guess I'm going to need to pause it here. But there are, in fact, 4 of them. They're all color-coded. You got red, you got orange, you got blue, and you got green, which do match up to the 4 frequencies already listed here. Can you see that they are different colors on the ring? Can you tell that that is red, for example, on my web camera? That's orange, that's blue, that's green, and that's blue. I don't know. It looks a little bit more vibrant in the picture. But we're going to go ahead and get this thing set up really quickly. And I'm going to pause here, and I will be right back, and we'll test it out. We'll put it through its paces. That's the whole reason I got this. We're going to walk around the house. We're going to be Mad Men. We're going to record a bunch of audio, and we're going to have a ton of fun. So jump cut. I will be right back. All right, as you can see, we are now completely wireless. There are no wires. There are no connections. As a matter of fact, my trusty and true Shure SM58 is completely unplugged. It is powerless. It lies there awaiting further instructions. I do have the Melon Air plugged into my Focusrite via the XLR cable. I'm looking at the OBS to see how my audio levels sound. I might want to raise my gain just a smidge. Maybe that sounds a little better for you guys. We're going to go take a little walk. We're going to talk around. We're going to talk a little bit about build quality. We're going to talk about distancing, and I want you guys to hear for yourself if you think it's something that you are invested in or not. So the Shure SM58, obviously a really industry standard, very heavy build quality, big solid piece of metal. Probably could be used to bludgeon things. I've heard reports of it actually dropping on the ground and like not being damaged at all, not even the microphone pop filter being damaged. I feel like you could drive a car over it and it would be fine. Obviously, you're not doing that with a microphone, but you could if you wanted to. Just for reference now, I am one room to the left of where I began this recording. This is our master bedroom. I am standing in the back corner of our master bedroom, probably about 25 feet away from the unit. There are 2 internal walls between me and the microphone. There is my wife's vanity, and then there is a side of the closet, and I'm standing in the back corner next to my bed. So I'm going to start walking, and we're going to walk to the other corner of the house while I'm continuing to talk about build quality. Now, this microphone's a lot lighter weight. That makes sense. It's wireless. It's meant to be carried around. It's meant to be handed out to people doing quick interviews. It feels great in the hand. It's very light. It's made of a very light plastic. The pop filter is made of metal, which I appreciate. It does run on those 2 AA batteries like I showed you. And then there's a little screen on the front to let you know which frequency you're on. There's a couple different frequencies you could select. So before you start recording, I would recommend doing a test sample, making sure you're not getting a lot of distortion or interference. And then that way, at least you would have a pretty good indication as to whether or not you have a good signal. I have now relocated, the whole time still talking. I am now in the back corner of our home in the guest room. There is a 5 internal walls now between me and the recording. No line of sight. I would guess I am about 75 feet away, maybe 80 feet away from the recording box, maybe even a little farther. I'm in the back corner, through the guest room, through another guest vanity, an internal kitchen wall, side wall to the hallway, another hallway wall, and then the wall to the bedroom. And I'm now going to begin walking, and I'm going to go upstairs. So you're going to hear what it sounds like going through a second story. I suspect if there is any distortion that's going to happen, it's going to be very soon, because usually second stories are built significantly thicker than in any of the internal walls in the home. But we're going to go ahead and take a walk. We're going to go up the stairs into my man cave now. Back corner of my man cave, over by where the Halo gun arsenal is. So if you've watched any of my man cave rooms, you might be familiar with maybe part of the man cave. You've probably seen me sitting on the couch from time to time doing a little chat with you guys or doing some product reviews. I got a really cool video coming up next week on my mini PC. I'm very, very excited. I'll be recording and talking about that. And maybe if this microphone works out, we'll be using this to record. We'll see. But I'm now staying in the back corner of the room. I am probably a little over 100 feet away now from where the original recording was at. I am through a second-story window and internal walls, so pretty far distance away from where I began. And I'm now going to start slowly walking back to the landing, down the stairs, and directly back to the office. And the bottom of the stairs, as I get to the turn of the landing here, I suspect this is going to have some issues, which makes sense, right? You think about the line of sight, you think about the distortion, and you think about all of the wires and cables that run through this house, and the pipes and the Ethernet cables and everything, the air conditioner, the air handler, both air handlers. It's a lot. But I'm rounding the corner now, and we're going to go ahead and come back. You should see me come into frame here any moment. And I'm going to sit down, and I'm going to go back and play this for you, and we're going to hear how it sounds. And then I'll give you guys my final thoughts on the Melanair wireless solution. But wanted to give you guys as many looks as I could at this thing. And I wanted you to hear a lot of the audio, not just a little sample, but a lot of the audio. I did not change anything in my OBS. I did not do any post-processing like I would do on like Audacity or anything like that. So if you've heard the opening part of this video where I was talking to you guys through my wired Shure SM58, all I did was unplug the XLR connector from the bottom of this, and I plugged it into the base of the Melanair. And I've been running on the Orange B microphone. I suspect they're all the same. We don't need to test all four of them. But that's what I've been doing. So I'm going to go ahead and stop it here. And I'm going to listen to it. And then we'll wrap up, all right? So here we go. All right, I went ahead and listened to everything. As you can see, I'm still on the wireless microphone. I could do the rock anthem type thing. I'm just going to go ahead and plug it into my stand because I'm tired of holding it for now. Does it work? Yeah, it does. I think as expected, let me make sure it's good there. I think as expected, when you get really through multiple internal walls, especially around that landing on the second story, it did start to cut out. There was definitely parts of my conversation that were completely lost. But realistically, that's not a normal use case. You're not going to be recording multiple rooms away. The reason I did that was I wanted to stress just how far I go with how many external, bad signal blockers, like a second story or an entire kitchen with lots of stainless steel appliances, or the main wall where all the electrical comes through upstairs, or behind the air handler, which is, as I walked around, I was trying to describe. And if you don't know the layout of my home, it might not make a ton of sense to you. But the point is, at range, it works pretty damn well as long as you have a pretty decent line of sight. I don't plan on going outside and standing 200 feet away as advertised, but I think you're going to get a pretty good distance. One of the advertising sales pitch type things for this is it says, it is a dynamic handheld microphone for singing, karaoke, church, DJs, and weddings. And for those use cases, and in my head, those venues, this would work phenomenally. I didn't even use my pop filter. I did hear a few instances, though, where I was getting some heavy plosives. Now, that could just be due to the fact that I'm huffing and puffing, trying to walk around and talk on a wireless microphone, and I'm not doing the old, up against the chin like I talked about. But it sounds good. You could throw a pop filter on this. I do have my Shure SM58 pop filter, which was obviously designed for that, so it doesn't even fit very well. It actually looks kind of stupid on this. So you'd want to go buy a little bit bigger pop filter for this if you wanted an additional one. If not, just take a little step back. And it does pick up pretty well, I think, at distance. I love this. I have so many ideas already in my head, my creative side of how I want to use this, where I want to set this up, how I'm going to permanently configure it. I can absolutely see getting very nice audio from my kitchen table. So if I had friends over, we have 4 microphones, we could all sit around and do a little podcast. From there, I could record everything in here and you would have a nice audio, a nice podcast. Obviously, if you want to look at it and adjust all the gains and everything, you're probably going to want to get a laptop or some sort of portable computer. And you are going to have to carry your DAC around with you everywhere because you're going to need some sort of input device to a PC. Unless, again, you're just plugging this right into a speaker and you just want to just do a little PA system thing, you can do that. This is phenomenal. This is way better than I thought it would be. I honestly thought getting this that maybe it wouldn't work out very well. Wireless tends to be not the best. That's the reason I do wired. That's the reason why I like wired solutions. That's the reason I've invested so much money in all of the audio equipment with nice, heavy, shielded cables, lots of filters along the way, so I get nice, clear audio, both recording and hearing. But this sounds good. I noticed a few instances where there's a little bit more of a hiss than a wired solution. I think that's an acceptable exchange. Obviously, if you want the most crystal clear, perfect audio ever, you're probably not going to be, you're probably not going to want wireless. I would suspect when major podcasts are going on, when like Howard Stern is doing his interviews, he's not out and about. He's sitting down in a studio. There's a reason for that. But a great, really crystal clear audio solution that is wireless, this is great. I recommend this. I'm going to show you the so you can check it out yourself or go on Amazon and buy it. I will post a link to this in the description below. But there it is in all its glory, the Melanair MWM41. Good solution. I enjoy it. I suspect you're going to see more videos with me using this around the house because, like I said, my creativity is just... That's it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this one. And until next time, I will see you guys on the other side. Bye-bye.